Coming up, my top 3 from this video. Let's see where I rank them. Welcome to KDX Bricks Analytics, where I watch all the Lego investing and reselling videos so that you don't have to. So let's jump right into it. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else. I've added the May 1st to May 15th 2-week data set to our cumulative table here, so it's time to look at these new numbers. 177 videos across 12 channels and 913 Lego set mentions. And just a quick reminder, a set number and name with an R in parentheses in front of it means that according to Brick Fanatics, it is going to be retiring at the end of this year. And of course, I've updated all these notes based on Brick Fanatics' May retirement list that just came out not too long ago. I think Brick Fanatics is the best list out there, but as we all know, no list is 100% perfect right up until we get to the end of the actual calendar year. But what we're looking at here in terms of retirement dates is probably 95 to 97% accurate. Starting off with the first set on this table, which is 75342, the Republic Fighter Tank. 6 more mentions in the last 2 weeks, up to 34 mentions total with an enthusiasm score of 2.6. Obviously, many people think this set is going to be a big winner, as do I. I'm very high on this set. It's scheduled to retire at the end of this year, so it's going to have less than a 2-year shelf life. It's $40 for the 262 pieces, but as we know, that includes these 6 minifigures. 4 of them are fantastic. Mace Windu's arm printing is outstanding, the best Mace Windu minifigure we've got so far, and the purple detailing signifying the 187th Legion clones looks really good. I do like that color a lot on those clones, even though these clones are really kind of designed for this set and designed as Mace Windu's crew, but I know we all like clones a lot, so this set will do extremely well. And not only are the minifigures great, but the tank itself is really good too. So this is one of those kind of rare situations where you get this battle pack type set, but the side build is not a throwaway. And I know that most battle pack sets are more $20, $25 range, so of course the side build is going to be very small. This one's a $40 range, so Lego created this set with the full intent that people would want to use and play with and have the tank itself. But still, I think this tank is good for a set with this many minifigures. Very excited about this set. Next up on the list is Ahsoka Tano, 40539. 6 more mentions also, up to 30, up to a 2.9 enthusiasm score. Amazing set. Will have 2 years on the shelves if it retires at the end of this year. Love this set. We're going to come back and look at this set a little later. Dark Trooper helmet, 75343, or more accurately, the Dark Trooper droid head. This one has 3 more mentions, up to 22, an enthusiasm score of 2.2. That tells a story right there. This one is dividing the Lego investing and reselling community. Obviously, many folks are very excited about this set. I think what's driving that excitement is that it is a Target exclusive and it's a Star Wars helmet. The last and first Target exclusive Star Wars helmet did extremely well, the TIE Fighter pilot, and I think a lot of people think that we can continue to ride that wave. I tend to agree, but also an enthusiasm score of 2.2 is because this set does not look like the source material much at all. It's a big disappointment, but it still is kind of cool looking, and it's still obviously something Star Wars, even though not very identifiable as a Dark Trooper helmet. Now on to 75333, Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter. Just a fantastic set. $30. You can get it for $20 or so US for these 3 exclusive minifigures and the Starfighter ship, which looks really good. Even though this is the same white, red, and green colors as the Republic gunship, I really like the color flow and color blocking on this one. I think this one is very well done in terms of the color and the design. This set should do very well in retirement. I'm very excited about it. We'll talk about the Republic gunship in a second, but first I wanted to highlight the Tanwi minifigure. Again, I've looked at this minifigure a number of times in my previous videos, and it's just a great minifigure. The first time we've gotten this character in minifigure format, and I did a quick Tanwi search on Google. When we look at the minifigure and then compare it to the source material, it looks really good, really well done. And of course, this is one of our favorite characters in the Star Wars universe, so really happy we got that in minifigure form. Now on to the first set on the list that is not scheduled to retire at the end of this year, 40615, the Tusken Raider. 1 more mention, up to 17, enthusiasm score of 2.1. One of the better brickhead Star Wars figures in my opinion, mostly because Tusken Raiders are so unique looking that I think it's easier to make something in the brickheads form that when you look at it you can say, yep, that's definitely a Tusken Raider. I've got a few of these, like this set a lot. And here's that Republic gunship, 75309. 2 more mentions, up to 17 with enthusiasm score of 2. I generally agree with that. This set is huge. The minifigures stink, and as I alluded to a minute ago and as I've talked about in my previous videos, I don't like how the color flow is on this set. It's not my favorite favorite set at all. Time for our first non-Star Wars set, 21325, the Medieval Blacksmith. And looking at the table here, this one has 3 more mentions with an enthusiasm score of 2.6, and it's up to 16 mentions total. First non-Star Wars set on the cumulative table for a number of videos in a row now. As always, most of the top sets on the cumulative table are Star Wars. Great to see this set, though, get high on the list because I think it's going to be a very, very good investment. I'm very high on this set. Let's look at some of these pictures just for fun. The minifigures, although none of the elements are exclusive to the set. Yes, the combinations of these minifigure elements do make all 4 of them exclusive, but you can piece them together from other sets. So for me, I say 0 of the 4 minifigures are exclusive, but still they look great. And then of course, all the interior detail looks fantastic. Stove, and this is the 3rd floor with the bed there on the right, and then the trunk and that nice ornate rug there in the middle of the floor, and then the quill and the desk and the flames and the fireplace. Looks really nice. So here's the 1st floor with the forge and the front door, and of course the target for practicing bow and arrow, and the tree looks really nice. Here's the 2nd floor with the fireplace. Here's the top floor that I love. The bed is really well done. I mean, it's simple, but it's really well done. It looks very ornate, and of course the rug and the other details are outstanding. It's been on the shelves since February of 2021. If it retires at the end of this year, which it's really sounding like it will be just under a 3-year shelf life. Outstanding set. Now on to 75292, the Razor Crest. 1 more mention, up to 16 with an enthusiasm score of 2.9. This one is scheduled to retire at the end of the year. It's going to have over a 3-year shelf life. It's $140 for just over 1,000 pieces. Very, very expensive, but really well done. Great set. I've talked about it a lot in previous videos. 75312, Boba Fett's Starship. 2 more mentions, up to 15. Enthusiasm score of 1.7, scheduled to retire at the end of this year. I generally agree with that. It's a great set. People are excited about it because it's Mandalorian, because it's Boba Fett, but at the same time, Lego has made a number of Slave One sets, and therefore people are concerned, hey, how many of these can be made throughout Lego Star Wars history, and when are people not going to be wanting to buy the older ones and just wait for the next one to come out? But the minifigures are really good. Great detail, arm printing on both of them. Got some metallic printing on actually both of them, more on the Mando minifigure, but they look really good. And then this is a picture that I always love. I haven't shown this in previous videos, but I like that stand. I like how that sits. It looks good from the front too. Very good set overall, but again, many Slave Ones have been produced by Lego. 75290, the Mos Eisley Cantina came out in October of 2020. Some rumors are going around it's going to retire at the end of this year. It has not made it onto the Brick Fanatics list yet, so we just have to wait and see and find out. It is an amazing set. Mine is just over there out of the picture that I bought on day 1. This was one of my few must-buys on the release day. I'm glad I got it, built it right away. It is $400 for 3,187 pieces, but it does have 21 minifigures. About half of them are exclusive to this set. I think it will be a winner in retirement, but the longer it's on the shelves, the longer hold time we're going to have, but the minifigures are really good. Just look at this selection of minifigures. A lot of standouts. Of course, in Star Wars, you can make all the different alien headpieces that are a lot of fun to have and collect. Great minifigures. And then I don't want to miss out on looking at some pictures of the build itself, because the main building and the side builds are really well done. Here's the outbuildings that look great. And then here is the interior bar, and spot on to the scenes in the movie. Great, great detail. And the fact that we get the bartender minifigure is a lot of fun. Here's one side from the bar where the band is playing, and of course where Han barely pulls the trigger ahead of Greedo. Really good scene right there. And here's the other side with some nice booths and detail and all the minifigures. And then one more picture to look at is this one right here, where you can see the set opened up with all the great detail. Another Star Wars set, 75339, the Death Star Trash Compactor. 2 more mentions with enthusiasm score of 2.4, up to 14 mentions total. Only 1 of the 6 minifigures are exclusive. It's scheduled to retire at the end of this year. Less than a 2-year shelf life. Really good set in terms of representing the source material. To me, it's kind of ugly. Of course, having all the minifigures really help. We're going to come back to this set in a second. The next up is 76911, the 007 Aston Martin DB5. 1 more mentions, up to 13 with an enthusiasm score of 2.8. That's fantastic. I love this set. 40622, the Disney 100th Celebration. 2 more mentions, up to 13 with an E-score of 2.5. Another great set scheduled to retire at the end of this year. This one is a maybe because it just came out, but if it does retire, it should do very well because it'll have less than a 1-year shelf life. It's Brickheads, it's Disney, it's a 100th anniversary of Disney. Great, great set. 21326, Winnie the Pooh. 1 more mention, up to 11 with an enthusiasm score of 2.3. I'm high on this set also. 75329, the Death Star Trench Run Diorama. 1 more mention, up to 11 with an enthusiasm score of 2.3. This set and the next 2 are the 3 Star Wars dioramas dioramas from the first wave, and I did a little extra analysis on these, so let's look at those details. I put together a graph here, and this is not representative of a 4-month or a 6-month cumulative table. This is just from the beginning of when I started collecting data, which goes all the way back to July of 2022. This is a graph of the number of mentions every 2-week period, and then a cumulative running total of all the mentions. So if we look at this set, it had a couple of mentions from July up until the first of this calendar year, and then it started to take off. It got 4 mentions the first 2 weeks of January, and then it's got about 1 mention every 2-week period since, up to 14 total. I think a lot of the delay was because when it first came out, it was new. Investors and resellers don't look at the new sets until we start to get a gauge on retirement date. And then also, I think this one lagged a little bit because there are no minifigures, so there was some hesitancy, but I think this set will do really well. I'd love to have a couple of minifigures with it, but I think this set will do really well, even though of the 3, it's the one that I'm least excited about. Now let's look at 75330, the Dagobah Jedi training diorama. If we go back to the table here, it did not get any mentions in the last 2-week period, but it has 12 with an enthusiasm score of 2.6. Here is the graph, and it had basically no mentions until the end of last year and early of 2023. Then it jumped up very quickly, and it's up to 15 total. But what's interesting about this one is that it's kind of cooled off. It's only had 4 mentions in the last almost 5 months. Not sure what all that means, but figured I would run some extra analysis for you guys and share this information with you. This is a set that I love. This is my favorite of the 3. Next up is 75339, the Death Star trash compactor diorama. We just looked at this one a few minutes ago. And another interesting curve, basically no mentions at all until February timeframe, and then it has just been steadily going up with 1, 2, and 3 mentions every 2-week period. I think this one, because of the price, $90 for the 802 pieces, had people cool on it at first. We have been able to find it on sale. I think that has helped increase the number of mentions, but also it looks like the buzz around all 3 of these sets is decent, that people are saying, hey, there will be completionists out there regardless of the price, might as well get all 3, and therefore an investment in all 3 would look pretty good. One quick thing to point out is that on all 3 of these, there were big jumps in January. That's for a couple reasons. One, because in November, December, there are not as many videos made on YouTube because people are doing holidays and other things, and they're also selling for Q4. Very busy doing that and less time for videos. 2, because in early January, we start to get some early reports on what sets might retire at the end of that new year. And 3, a bunch of sets come out in January. People are more motivated and excited to make more YouTube videos about Lego. Let's go back to this Ahsoka Tano set. I will scroll up, and here is the table for this set. Very popular, really from pretty early on, once we started to gauge that this set would probably retire at the end of 2023. Starting in the September-October timeframe, it's just had steady growth in terms of number of mentions. I'm very excited about this set, and so are many other people. Now back to the cumulative table. Next up is 75338, Ambush on Ferrex. 2 more mentions with an enthusiasm score of 1.9, 11 mentions total. I love this set. It is way overpriced at $70, but all 3 minifigures are exclusive. I think the set looks pretty good overall, and I think this one's a sleeper. You just got to find it at Target because it's a Target exclusive, or Lego, but you got to find it at Target on a good sale. Another Speed Champion set, 76912, the Fast and Furious 1970 Dodge Charger, also known as Dom's Charger. 1 more mention, E-score of 2.6. One of my favorite Star Wars helmets, 75327, Luke Skywalker Red 5 helmet. 1 more mention, up to 10 with an enthusiasm score of 2.3. 75347, the TIE Bomber. This one's relatively new, so no retirement date yet, but already 9 total mentions with an E-score of 2.3. 75349, the Captain Rex helmet. 1 more mention, up to 8 with an enthusiasm score of 2.5. I like this one pretty good. This one I like better, 75350, the Commander Cody helmet. 8 mentions with an E-score of 2.4. Now on to something a little bit different, 76989, the Horizon Forbidden West tall neck. Up to 8 mentions with an E-score of 2.3. I haven't played the game. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that the gaming community does like this set a lot. It's only $90 for 1,222 pieces. Really great set, and it is really well designed. That creature is a good Lego build. I haven't built it yet, but I plan on getting a few copies and building one of them. Really nice minifigure, nice details. Good detailing on the platform. 75300, the Imperial TIE Fighter. 1 more mentions, up to 8 with an enthusiasm score of 2. One of the minifigures is exclusive, retiring at the end of this year. 75301, Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. 1 more mention, up to 8, but only enthusiasm score of 1.4. I agree, not a set I'm excited about. 75979, Hedwig, the Barnes & Noble exclusive that's been out for a very long time. Up to 7 mentions, but an enthusiasm score of 2.6. It's $40 for over 60 pieces. Big fan of this set. Should do very well in retirement. 21331 Sonic the Hedgehog Green Hill Zone. This $80 idea set that I'm generally not that excited about. It only has one minifigure. The other figures are brick built, but the new wave of Sonic play sets should help this set out, and it might actually be a decent investment for post-retirement in my opinion. Got another mention up to 75356, a very new set, but already 7 mentions, got 4 more in the last 2-week period. Enthusiasm score of 2.3. I like this a lot. It is $70, but I'm sure we'll be able to get it on sale sometime. It's a great size. I wish Lego would make more in this scale. I think that adult fans would like to have maybe even more than the helmets themselves, a bunch of ships in a midi scale similar to this size that they could display. Big fan of this set, but it did just come out, not retiring at the end of this year. Got to see how long it's going to be on the shelves. The retiring architecture set for this year, which is the White House, 2 more mentions up to 7, enthusiasm score of 2.1. I think it'll do really well in retirement. 75288, the AT or at 7 mentions total with an E score of 1.9. Great set, but Lego's made a number of these, not one that I'm interested in. 2 of the house banners, 76411, the Ravenclaw house banner. They all have 5 mentions with enthusiasm scores of 2.6. I like these set a lot. They're a little expensive at $35, but they are 305 pieces. 2 of the 3 minifigures are exclusive. A lot of good details, even though those details are large stickers. This one is my least favorite of the 3 because I think the colors are a little bit washed out, and because you see a lot of the anti-studs through those arch sections on the ends. Then 76412, the Hufflepuff house banner. This one I like a lot because there are a lot more little sections with the stickers and the details. I like the color. It's pretty vibrant. 76230, the Venom brick built figure. $25, 297 pieces. Up to 5 mentions with enthusiasm score of 2.4. And now the next 2, house banner 76409, the Gryffindor house banner, looks good overall. And then 76410, the Slytherin house banner, also looks good overall. And let me catch up on the table. Now on to 10278, the police station. 1 mention up to 4, enthusiasm score of 2.3, but this one is picking up a little bit of momentum. It really didn't have much interest, but the E score is going up. It's because it's $200 for 2,923 pieces. We have 3 retiring at the end of this year, according to Brick Fanatics, and it's the first time in a couple of years, I think, that we've had modular buildings retire. Of the 3, this one is the best deal and has the best interior details, even though the exterior detail is only so-so. The assembly square is also decently popular. The bookshop is the one that is the least popular for investing and reselling. 75337, the ATTE Walker. New set, 4 mentions up to an E score of 2.3. 75351, the Princess Leia Bouche helmet. 1 more mention up to 4. It matches the source material pretty closely, but I don't like looking at this set at all. It just freaks me out. It reminds me of Hannibal Lecter, and therefore it's not a set I'll be getting and building. I can respect that it's done really well, but it's just not something that I want to look at that often. 10266, the NASA Apollo 11 lunar lander. Only 4 mentions with only an E score of 1.8. I still can't believe that. It's $100. It's a great set, and it is a NASA themed realistic historical event set. This one should do very well in retirement. Maybe people are sandbagging on us in terms of discussing this set in the other videos, but I think this one will do really well. 431187, Rapunzel's Tower, another mention up to 3 total. 75352, the Emperor's Throne Room diorama. This one is new, has 3 mentions, and it's $100. I'm sure we'll be able to find it on sale sometime. When we do, I'm going to be getting it. I love this set. Yes, it is expensive, but it's really well designed, and I like the dioramas a lot more than the helmets, to be honest. And then same one with this one, 3 mentions, E score of 2.3. 75353, the Endor Speeder Chase diorama. Love this set too. 40547, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. 2 more mentions up to 3. The new UCS 75355 X-Wing Starfighter. It's new, so only 3 mentions total. Enthusiasm score of 1.3. I think that sounds about right for a set this size that we know is going to be on the shelves for a number of years. 10281, the Bonsai Tree, another mention, so only up to 2 mentions, but enthusiasm score of 3. I agree, this set is really well done. I like it a lot. I've already picked up a few. Look how well all the elements are to this set. The stand, the pot, the little sand or little stone pieces in the pot, of course the trunk to the tree, and the green leaf detailing on the tree. 10976, Santa's Gingerbread House, this Duplo set that I think will do very well in retirement. I like it a lot. It's got a lot of character, a lot of bright colors. I can see families and kids having, little kids obviously, having a lot of fun with this set and wanting it in retirement. 71774, Lloyd's Golden Ultra Dragon. 1 more mention, not a set that I'm interested in. 10311, the Botanicals Orchid set. 1 more mention. I like this set a lot, but we have no idea when these Botanicals sets are going to retire. They've all been on the shelves for a pretty long time. 2 Brickhead sets that I'm not that excited about. First one is 40620. 2 mentions, Corella and Maleficent. And then the other one one is 40621. Lastly on the list, with one more mention up to 2, is R2D2 75308. Now time for my top 3, and in third place is this set 75338, the Ambush on Ferrex. And the reason this set is in my top 3 is because it has 11 mentions. Yes, only an E-score of 1.9. That's because of the price in my opinion, but 11 mentions. It's a Target exclusive. It's flying under the radar big time. In second place is 21326, Winnie the Pooh. Some of these idea sets lately are really fantastic. Great build, and the minifigures all exclusive, outstanding. Love this set. $100 price point for something like 1,200 pieces. Great set. And then my number 1, gotta go with 75342, the Republic Fighter Tank. That's a wrap on this cumulative table video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.